Happy holidays, everybody, from all of us at the Cloud Foundation. A couple guests came to share our holiday message with you. That's Encore and Night. Encore is Cloud's 2-year-old daughter, and she's looking beautiful and is happy with her young stallion. We shot that little sequence of Encore and Night just last week when we were in the Priors on day one. Encore's story is quite a remarkable one. She is Cloud's look-alike daughter, and she and Night have been together since the day after Encore turned 1 year old, when she was stolen by a group of bachelor stallions. And it's ironic that the youngest and smallest one, and an orphan when he was a baby, Night, stood by her side and continues to stand by her side. They are a lovely young horse couple on the Pryor Mountains. Cloud turned 20 years old this year. It seems like only yesterday. He tottered out of the trees in front of my camera. As a 20-year-old this spring, he lost his mares, and so Cloud has joined the ranks of the bachelor stallions, and sometimes plays with his son Matoska and hangs out with other bachelors, and sometimes he chooses to be alone. But he lives life on his terms. This summer, when Linda Hannick and Penny Longnecker and I were up, we camped near one of the water holes, and Cloud came to visit us. And Encore came too. Night kind of stayed back in the trees, but Cloud came in and smelled some of our camping stuff. He was particularly interested in Linda Hannick's coffee press. As many of you know, our main initiative at the Cloud Foundation is to keep wild horses and burros in their homes on the range. Having said that, there was a small removal in the Pryor Mountains, but it was a bait trap removal, so it was a very benign operation. 17 young animals were removed. All 17 found, we hope, great forever homes. We know some of them are great forever homes because Susan Sutherland adopted Ohanzi, Cloud's beautiful black son, and he and O Dakota, another yearling from the Priors, are buddies now together east of Colorado Springs, and they're involved with being Mustang ambassadors. And that means that these two colts are now interacting with emotionally challenged children to try to heal them. We continue to support our Freedom Family bands. These were older wild horses that were removed from the Forest Service lands via helicopter. So it was a very violent roundup. And they would have ended up in long-term holding perhaps. And instead, we adopted and bought them, and they live on a ranch on leased land in Montana. We hope you'll consider sponsoring one of these horses. Grumpy Gruya is 27 years old now, and she has had a year-long sponsor for the past 3 years, and we really appreciate that. You know who you are. Thank you very much. Hopefully you might consider sponsoring one of these wonderful horses for a month, or for an entire year, or for several months, and that would be a big help to us. Some of our most important but our most costly endeavors are our legal actions to try to prevent the removal of wild horses from their homes. We have a continuing lawsuit in Wyoming, in the Checkerboard lawsuit. Checkerboard is 1 square mile of public, 1 square mile of private. The BLM removed, without any NEPA compliance, without allowing us to comment, they removed all the horses from the public land and the private land. And we believe the removal of the horses from the public land violates the Wild Horse and Burro Act, which is designed to protect them in their homes on the range. So we're in the appeal process right now on that legal action. We hope you will continue to support this very costly endeavor. And one of the most serious threats to our wild horses is the permanent sterilization of the herd, the gelding of the stallions, removing the ovaries of the mares. There's one herd in Idaho, one small herd called the Sailor Creek Wild Horse Herd. And BLM wants to do this to every animal in this little herd. The most important thing for a wild horse is their freedom and their family. And when they're sterilized, the family unit is destroyed. If BLM is allowed to go ahead and sterilize a herd, it may make it easier for them to do it elsewhere. We know that they have just released a scoping document to sterilize members of the White Mountain herd in Wyoming as well as Little Colorado. We did challenge the BLM in their actions to remove the West Douglas herd. It's a historic herd on the western slope of Colorado. We were not successful. There was a helicopter roundup. One little foal was run for over an hour, and then it broke its leg and was shot. The West Douglas horses are currently being housed in short-term holding in Canyon City, Colorado. Our friend Pam Nichols took these pictures of the West Douglas horses. As you can see in Pam's pictures, the horses are very healthy, sturdy horses that need a home. They need a good forever home, and we hope you'll consider adopting one or more of them. We invite you to visit our website, thecloudfoundation.org. We have new items there. I have a new poster. We have a beautiful picture of Cloud called Cloud's Wisdom, a picture that I took of Cloud at the end of July this year. We have our calendar, of course, that's quite beautiful. And Pride cards, pictures of Pride, Cloud's newest little buckskin son. He's quite a character. All the proceeds from any item you buy in the store helps us to save wild horses and keep them in their homes on the range. 2015 has been a difficult year for us in a way. As you know, I've followed Cloud since the day he was born, and he's become a bachelor. He's no longer a young horse, but he has lived his life in freedom. And that's what we're working toward for all wild horses, that they can live their lives in freedom. And I hope you know that all the donations that you give to us go toward that end, keeping them wild and free. Thanks.